What is going on, people? Today we are going over the top 5 exercises to grow thick and wide shoulders. I've picked these 5 exercises based on what's helped me the most and also based on the research. So getting straight into it, the first exercise that I've chosen is seated dumbbell shoulder press. So firstly, the reason I've chosen seated over standing is because when you do standing, a lot of the time you start to engage your legs and your lower back. Especially when you start to lift heavier weights, you're going to feel it in your lower back more, and this can lead to injury. Performing the shoulder press from the seated position also allows us to focus on driving only the shoulders to complete the movement. Then secondly, the reason I've chosen dumbbells over the barbell is because a lot of the time people have an imbalance in the left and right arm, and using the dumbbell allows us to even out this imbalance, and this can transfer over to greater strength. Through using the dumbbells, it forces our shoulder to stabilize itself, which is also more beneficial in terms of injury prevention. The technique is straightforward. Sit in an upright position, brace your core, then from the starting position, drive your elbows upwards, don't fully lock out your arms, and then bring them back down to the starting position. Next is one of my personal favorites, the upright row. The reason I've chosen the upright row is because not only does the research show that it's great for activating the side delts, which give us that wider looking appearance, but it's also great at activating our traps, which give us a fuller looking frame. This exercise isn't commonly used in people's workouts, and I think it's because of the perception people have of the injury risks that come with this exercise. But any exercise performed with visibly incorrect form is going to lead to an increase in injury risk. The reason that this is personally one of my favorite exercises is because of how much you can load it. Typically with other exercises where you're going to target your side delts, you can't load it very heavily. But with this exercise, because you're also involving your traps, it allows you to load it a bit heavier, which is going to allow us to place more tension on the muscles that we want to develop. Then lastly, with regards to the technique, you want to grab the bar just outside of your hips and then deadlift the bar up to your hips, and then you're going to raise the bar up to the bottom of your chest and bring it back down. Focus on driving your elbows out to the side and then allowing the bar to drop back. To ensure that you're not cheating with the exercise, try to make sure you maintain an upright posture rather than leaning forward. Next is another great all-round exercise, the tricep dip. The reason I've chosen the tricep dip is because it's not only great for your shoulders, but it's a great push movement in general, so it's also going to target your chest and your triceps, and is very transferable to other movements. To use the tricep dip to target your shoulders, all you have to do is simply adjust the technique, and we can do this by leaning our body forward, which is going to place more of the stress on our chest and the front of our shoulders. By leaning our body forward, we increase the range of motion and allow for a greater stretch and more tension to be placed on the shoulders, which is going to increase hypertrophy. Again, the technique is straightforward with this exercise. You raise yourself to the top of the bar, lean forward, and then come down to a range of motion that is comfortable, because initially it may be difficult, so you have to build up over time. Then from the bottom position, then extend your arms back to the starting position. If you struggle with tricep dips initially, I would recommend doing negatives, so getting to the top of the bar, then trying to lower yourself down as slow as you can. Try to aim for 4 seconds before you hit the floor. The next exercise is the Egyptian lateral raise. To perform this, you hold onto the machine with one arm and fully extend it, then you grab the handle with the other arm, and then you step over the cable, so you're pulling the handle between your legs. You want to pull the handle out a little bit so there's tension at all times. Then you're going to raise your arm up out to your side and bring it back down in towards your body. The Egyptian lateral raise is a good option to build your side delts, because a lot of the time when you do lateral raises with dumbbells, you don't get that mind muscle connection, and using this exercise allows you to really emphasize and isolate the side delt. For isolation exercises such as this one, it's better to use cables because it allows you to maintain tension throughout the whole movement, as opposed to dumbbells, which have different amounts of tension at different parts of the movement. And with this exercise, because we're pulling the cable through our legs, we're getting the correct movement path that we want. Onto the last exercise, we have cable rear delt flies. This is a great exercise for developing the back portion of your shoulders. Again, I've chosen to use a cable instead of a machine or even dumbbells, because it gives us that continuous resistance across the entire range of motion, and when your rear delts are at their most stretched, it's still providing the tension on your shoulders. To get the most out of this exercise, we need to make sure that we perform it with the correct technique. So you want to set the cables up just below chest level and then reach across your body to grab the handle and pull them out slightly so that there's already tension before you start the movement. A key aspect of the technique that has helped me feel this exercise a lot more on my shoulders is rotating my hands inwards. Keeping your hands rotated inward throughout the entire range of motion will give you a better mind muscle connection and will feel as though you're activating your rear delts a lot more. Lastly, remember to keep an upright posture so you're not using too much momentum to perform the rep. And that is it for this video. These are the exercises that are certain to give you wider and rounder shoulders. If you found the video helpful, share it with someone that you think may also find it helpful. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, comment down below any questions you may have, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.